Clearly
Off
topic.
Two friends,
One unique conversation.
driven to learn, inspire, create, and understand.
All right, okay, listen. We're just trying to be good humans and make the world a better place.
How hard could it be? Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
Why do we hate our voices?
I don't know. It's the worst. I really hate listening to myself.
I was like, everybody, what is that?
But welcome back to Clearly Off Topic.
Yes.
Do you guys like our new intro? Are you into it? We're still tweaking it a little
Yes.
bit. So please let us know if it's the absolute worst. Because
But
I
if
think
you-
it's the best.
I think it's the best. I mean, it could be better, but I think right now it's the best we have. Also, like and subscribe. If you like what we're doing here, let us know. We need some feedback.
Yeah.
Not because we are egotistical and we need to know. No, not because of that reason.
No, because the more you like and rate and review and share this podcast with your friends, the more of them can become our friends.
Absolutely, and we're really taking our guidance from you guys. So if you like something, let us know. Hey, do more episodes on XYZ, or do less episodes of XYZ. Let us know so we can create content that resonates with you and that you find helpful. And yeah,
And that you like to listen to, because that's kind of a goal, right?
Yeah.
We like it when you like to listen to us. So, so are you a little sweaty today, Juliet?
I am so sweaty, Lindsay. It's not even summer yet. It's April, and I am sweaty. Sweaty. I can't wear Heather Gray anymore.
No, yeah. Definitely we're not allowed to wear Heather Gray anymore. So the reason we're so sweaty is because I convinced Juliet to get an all-natural deodorant.
Best/worst decision ever.
How's it making you feel?
Very sweaty. So, all right. Lindsay is going to actually give you a good backstory as why she decided to go all natural with her deodorant. Great reasons, and she's going to share it. I decided to go all natural deodorant because Lindsay did it. And she told me it was good for me. And so I said, all right, I'll try it. And it's kind of like, once you try it, you can't go back.
Yeah, you're like, well, it's really dumb of me to do that to myself, but this also isn't the best.
Yeah, it's like, like on the Clarisonic brush, they always tell you, oh, well, there's a purging period, right? Like you're going to use this new cleanser and then your skin's going to break out like hell, but it's okay. It's just a phase. Well, I feel like that's what's happening to my armpits right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically this all started a couple years ago with me having a freak out moment. And I was reading online about, first off, I was struggling with adult acne, which is literally the worst thing in the world. When you are almost 30 and you are breaking out like you're a 16-year-old, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good in your soul. It doesn't feel good on your face or your back, which was also a place I was having it.
Yeah.
And I do have eczema. Sorry if that's too much information. It's a skin disease. It's not a big deal, but I get really basically dry, itchy, flaky, gross skin.
It's not that bad, Lindsay.
It's pretty gross.
Obviously, she thinks it's worse than it is. But
Yeah.
if you have eczema, you understand.
Yeah, so I basically was having all these random issues with my skin, and I decided to go dig into what I was putting on my skin every day, because it was obviously a huge factor in what was, making my skin react. Like what I touch my skin with every single day is obviously what's making these reactions happen. And I had done an internal deep dive where I changed my diet and adjusted a bunch of things. I stopped eating dairy, which actually was very helpful, and we can talk about that another time. But one of the major things that I did was look through all of these negative chemicals that are in all of our beauty products. And I mean, this has been a huge thing recently, and so I'm sure you guys have all heard, there's coal tar in mascara.
I know, Lindsay keeps telling me about this, and I'm still going to use my Maybelline.
Listen, I still use mascara.
Separate
Shout
issue.
out again to Thrive Cosmetics, because that mascara is the best mascara in the world. Melina actually sent me a picture after the last podcast we did with her, and she got home and was like, oh my god, the mascara I'm using is Thrive Cosmetics. That's
she
hilarious.
would already be using it.
Yeah, so
Trendsetter.
I mean, you're not going to be able to delete everything from your routine, right? Listen, I love a good mascara. I'm not going to remove it just because there's some questionable ingredients in it. But the things that I'm putting on my skin and putting in my body have become way more important to me.
Well, also, I know your eyes are very absorbent and whatnot, but your skin, lotions, deodorants, shampoos, conditioners, those things you touch every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Every day. And it's just like making sure that your face wash isn't making your skin oily or dry. You have to make sure that the products you're putting on your body are, if they're soaking into your skin, that they're okay to be in there, right? And there's all these crazy, scary ingredients in beauty products in themselves. But the one that really got me was deodorant. My aunt had breast cancer, stage 3. She is in remission now. She's been cancer-free for over a year. Joel's aunt has had breast cancer. I've had other family members who have had breast cancer. It's constant in my family. My grandmother also had Alzheimer's and dementia, where she was just forgetting everything. So the main chemical that's in antiperspirants is this aluminum compound, right?
Yes, and it's also in sunscreen.
Yeah, it is.
Which I'm obsessed with, and now I'm rethinking my life. But we're talking about deodorant today.
Yeah. So basically there's this scary chemical in there called aluminum. You've heard of it before. And it's an aluminum compound that basically is broken down by estrogen. So
Great.
So it leads to an estrogen hormone response, and that can lead to the cause of breast cancer. And so
in men and women, by the way, we talk about skincare on this podcast. It's also for men, and I don't like it when men think, "Oh, not for me."
Yeah, because
you got skin, don't you?
You sweat too, don't you? Like you're using deodorant, antiperspirants every day
that also have aluminum.
Yeah. So when basically this all came to light for me, I went on a rampage and threw everything out in my house. Like I found out there was isopropyl alcohol, which when I was in college, that's what I cleaned my bong with. Like I found out that my bong cleaner was also in conditioner, which is supposed to be moisturizing your hair. How in the world is isopropyl alcohol moisturizing your hair? So anyway, we can go on a huge deep dive of all the crazy chemicals that I got rid of everything with, but
she literally threw out so much stuff. It was one of those, does it spark joy? But like she was so mad at it.
I was just angry. It was like, does this spark anger? Because it did. And I gave a lot of it away. It also started with me. I was giving away anything that had a fragrance in it because my skin was so irritated. Like there was a lot of things I was getting rid of, but the main one that has affected my life on a day-to-day basis
hour basis
fucking deodorant. Okay. There is not, knock on wood, I found one good one and we will talk about it in the end, but the natural deodorant life, it's rough, man. It is rough
and raw.
I am German. I sweat like a crazy person. I never thought I had body odor until I stopped using antiperspirant.
Yeah, I didn't think I was a smelly person either. And it's so funny because I didn't use... So here's my journey to using deodorant. I was in gymnastics and I was, going through puberty or whatever. I was probably like 15 or 16. And I didn't use deodorant because like my parents are hippies and whatever. That wasn't a conversation we had.
Yeah.
So my teammates were like making fun of me because I was not the cool kid. And finally one of the nicer teammates came to me and she was like, here's a stick of deodorant. You should put this under your armpits before you work out. And she was so nice, and I was so embarrassed, and it saved me a lot of embarrassment moving forward as an athlete.
Yeah.
You're an athlete too.
Yeah.
I had no idea because you're introduced to deodorant at such a young age. I was
like
probably
13
or 14.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to be laughed at. I didn't want to be smelly. And I was like, okay, everyone else is doing this. Then it just instantly became part of my routine.
Every single day you put it on, and sometimes twice a day.
Yep.
Every time you got out of the shower, whatever it was. And
some friends would put it on before they went to bed because they didn't want to make their sheets smell funny.
Yeah, okay, that's a little ridiculous. Like, just wash your sheets.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, so the aluminum compound that's in deodorants or antiperspirants is basically what makes you not sweat. So we've looked up some stuff, and basically the aluminum compound that we're talking about, it basically plugs the sweat molecules or the sweat glands that are in your armpits, right? And my dad actually, funnily enough, uses it on the bottom of his feet. Because he uses it on the bottom of his feet, and because he gets like smelly feet, so when his feet sweat, they smell. So he uses like one of those spray deodorants and like puts it on the bottom of his feet. But like that's not allowing your skin to naturally detox what you're trying to get rid of.
Well, think about it big picture. Zoom out. Why are we sweating?
Well, you're sweating to release toxins, which is like I hate that phrase, okay, guys, but you're sweating to like get toxins out of your body, right? So
if you're an organ.
Your skin's an organ. If you're sick, you're sweating. If you're hot, you're sweating. It's a temperature regulant too.
Think about saunas. Whenever you get sick, they said, "Oh, go sweat it out in the sauna."
Yeah.
Oh, you're hungover. Go sweat it out in the sauna.
Oh my God, sweating when you're hungover is the absolute worst feeling in the world.
You'll smell so bad. But think about it. Your skin is the number one organ that is regulating your body's moisture levels. If you're in a humid climate, you're going to have more moisture in your body than if you're not. The alcohol, all of these things are coming in and going out of your pores and your skin. So if you're stopping that, what are you actually doing to yourself?
Exactly. And you're not allowing your body to go through a natural process. Sweating is a natural process that your body uses to do those things that we just talked about, to regulate temperature, to allow you to get rid of, a cold or whatever. You think about it, when you go to bed at night and you're sleeping and you have a cold and you have a fever. Like you will
Sweat
wake up
out.
in the middle of the night like completely drenched in sweat. And like as gross as that feeling is, you guys, that's actually a good thing. Like you should really be happy that that's happening because that means you're getting it out. It means you're working through it.
Yep.
So for years, since we were like 13, we've been putting antiperspirant on our arms.
Yep.
And we have been trying to make it so that we don't smell. Well, what does that then lead us to? So when I first quit natural deodorant,
You first quit not natural.
when I first quit antiperspirant and started using natural deodorant, thank you, Juliet. I kind of went through like a phase, and this is something where if you look up online anywhere, what happens when you switch to natural deodorant? There is a detox period, and it's pretty freaking gross.
I'm going through it right now, guys.
Yeah, so
I am sweaty and I am smelly. Literally, we were out at a bar for a friend's birthday, and I wore a sweater.
Oh my gosh, this was hilarious. So first off, it's summer, and Juliet was in a cashmere sweater, so that
it
was
was
problem
so,
number one.
It was so soft, guys, and so cute.
It was very fuzzy.
Yes, but I was sweating. If I had nuts, they were sweat off.
Yeah, it was bad.
But
She kept putting tissues in her armpits, and I thought it was hilarious.
because I was not prepared because I'm so used to not sweating. Sweat was not in my life, except when I was working out. Before I switching,
And it was never, think about it. Like
It
I
was
never
smelled
sweat from my
fine.
armpits.
I
I was
smelled-
sweating from like my head and like my chest and like my stomach and
lower
back.
back, boob sweat.
But
these
never
things.
armpit sweat, really.
And then when I did armpit sweat, my clothes would smell like, ocean breeze.
Exactly. Secret. It's the secret is that it smells good. But yeah, so basically you go through these stages of detox, right? And when you stop using an antiperspirant, that pore and that area that has been clogged up for me, from like 13 to 25,
Yep.
I was not sweating like a normal human should. And the smell in the first week was actually not really there, right? So like
Yeah.
I didn't really smell. I didn't really notice much of a difference in the first week of not using antiperspirant. And week 2 came along and I was like, good God, what happened? Did my soap
am
stop
I?
working? Like, what is going on? Like, okay, I used to be that girl who I could wear a shirt to work. And like, listen, I work in an office most days. I'm not like out and about running around, but I could wear a shirt and like
day.
hang it back up at the end of the day and like wear it again.
It smelled like ocean breeze.
It smelled like ocean breeze. Yeah, exactly. So week 2, I literally was like, oh my God, is this really how I smell? Like, am I just finally smelling myself because I'm not using a scented deodorant? Like, what's the deal here?
I thought I was gross. I thought, wow, I need deodorant. I'm one of those people that like maybe needs this.
Yeah, and I think everybody goes through that, right? And we were reading that article earlier, and think about it. If you are putting antiperspirant on your body, which is stopping a reaction that your body is supposed to naturally have, from the time you are 13 until the time you are now, however old you are, like your
like a
body is
force.
dependent on that.
It's dependent on it, yeah.
Yeah, your body is like looking for that. It's like, oh, well, we just don't sweat from our armpits anymore, obviously. Like we just don't do that. So, I mean, you're literally dependent upon this compound that is stopping your body from doing a natural function that your body needs to stay healthy. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Vanity.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I guess we just want to wear Heather Gray.
We want to wear Heather Gray, and honestly, when I first switched to natural deodorant, which was much later than Lindsay, like mine, I just did
A couple
it.
weeks ago, yeah.
I literally went back mentally to that moment when I was being teased because I didn't wear deodorant. I must have smelled bad or something, but I didn't realize it because I'm just all natural. And it was a shame thing. It was, okay, this is what you do now. Everyone does it. It was like a societal norm.
Well, and you're right, because, like the moms that I've talked to and stuff, they're like, oh, my son's turning this old, and like, I don't know when I'm going to have the deodorant talk with him. And like, it's like this weird struggle for parents, and I get it, because you don't want to upset your kid by shaming them like those girls were to you, but at the same time, it's like, dude, we got to take care of this. And like, I'm sure a prepubescent boy like needs deodorant, like needs the antiperspirant.
But luckily for us, they're all alternatives. Are alternatives to
Yes.
to these bad deodorants. So the deodorants that are not great for your body have two things in them, right? It's got aluminum, but also they are antiperspirants versus
Okay, so
deodorants.
this is something that I found really weird. So antiperspirant or deodorant in general, deodorant is considered an over-the-counter drug in the United States of America and Canada.
That is mind-boggling.
You are literally putting a drug on your armpits every day because, like, a drug it alters something in your body chemistry, right? So you are literally putting an over-the-counter prescription or over-the-counter drug on your armpits every single day.
And it's not advertised like that.
No, it's not.
I
But
had
when
no
you
idea.
we looked it up. I mean,
it up.
it's crazy. So, I mean, yeah, you're putting something on your body every day that is stopping a natural thing, and it's scary. And when you come off of it, you definitely have to go through like a defunk period. Like there's like 4 or 5 weeks where you are not going to smell good. And like, granted, just apply the natural deodorant 2 or 3 times and you'll be okay.
Oh yeah, so
right?
the sweater thing. Lindsay was like, "Don't worry, I'm not new to this. I have deodorant in my purse."
Yeah.
And now from learning from Lindsay, now I always carry deodorant in my purse. And during the initial weeks that you switch, if you switch to natural deodorant, which you should. I mean, we're biased.
Yeah.
You're gonna apply several times a day. I have noticed that now I just apply a few times a day, depending on how sweaty I get or how much activity.
Yeah.
But it's like being vegan. You bring food everywhere. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like when you're vegan, you just have to make your own food and bring it with you. Like carry a lunchbox everywhere you go. Well, like with natural deodorant, you're just going to carry a lunchbox full of deodorant everywhere you go.
Yes, and not all of them are created equal. Either.
Yeah. So I'm also personally like a pain in the ass, and I'm also allergic to baking soda. So be careful.
Okay, Lindsay is allergic to everything.
That is weird. Everything is weird.
She's allergic to red food coloring. She's allergic to latex. That's not that weird, but I'm not, so that's weird. And now she's allergic to baking soda.
Yeah, so I have like and a lot of people do talk about this on blogs and things, and they do say that if you deal with it for long enough, it goes away. But baking
wants
soda,
to do that?
Well, I think I have eczema, so that chronic dry skin already makes it worse, you know. But they do say that, like, okay, so like baking soda, it's a drying agent, right? And it's like a demoisture, dehumidifier type thing, right? So it's going to wick away any moisture that you have from using these natural deodorants. But it really irritated my skin. So I had to go on a deep dive just to find a natural deodorant that minorly worked, and then figure out that I was allergic to baking soda, and then find one that was like, that had a different type of a starch that was, you know, the absorbing factor of it.
Yeah.
So I've gone through so many natural deodorants that I was able to tell Juliet, like, just don't buy this one. There's some of them that you literally put on your armpit after you get out of the shower, and you're like, oh, I already smell like BO because this just smells like BO. Like, Joel has one right now that's like an aloe vera one, and I'm just like, please get away from me. Like, you can't stand anywhere near me because aloe vera smells like BO. Already.
Yeah.
And he's just like putting it on, I don't know. He's just putting it on his armpits.
So the only 2 that I have tried is Tom's, because that's the most readily available in CVS.
Tried that one. Didn't work for me.
The other one I've tried, I don't remember the name, but it smelled like lavender at first and then terrible an hour later.
Yeah.
So I've only tried 2. So I'm a noob. So Lindsay's going to educate us.
So I have tried a lot. I've tried Schmidt's. That's like a pretty well-known one now. I've tried Native. Both of them gave me horrible rashes.
Native. So actually, Native, I saw the reviews. People were getting rashes, and they said, don't use it because of the rash, but maybe they're allergic to baking soda.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that baking soda in general is a drying agent. So it's going to wick away the moisture that is your armpits because, listen, you are going to sweat. Like, I'm wearing a tank top right now. Slick. It's slick in between my armpits. But it doesn't smell bad. Like, you can't smell me. You're sitting next to me.
No, you're fine.
So
I'm wearing Heather Gray because I still haven't learned my lesson.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't know, because you live under a rock, if you wear Heather Gray and you sweat at all, it like turns black.
Yeah.
So my big joke is that like, well, I no longer wear Heather Gray because now I'm just sweatier only from my armpits. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Like I tried the Primal Pit paste, which is a pretty popular one.
How does that work? Is it an actual paste?
Yeah, it's like a paste. You like scoop it out of the thing and like have to like wipe it on your eye. It's really like honestly, I don't know if that one didn't. Well, it had baking soda in it, but I don't know that I would have kept using that one even if it didn't give me a rash.
So much
just
hassle.
because like I don't want to dip my fingers in my deodorant and my armpit
every day.
Like maybe twice a day sometimes.
That's like 3 steps. I just want 1 step.
Thank you. I want to open it. I want to wipe it on there, and I want it to go away. I tried those crystal deodorants, which some people really swear by those. The ones that you like, they look like a rock, and you like get them wet and wipe them on your armpits. I found
they've been around forever.
Forever. I find that they work a little bit better now that I'm out of the detox period, but like that's not one that you can reapply throughout the day. Like,
really?
Yeah, because you get it wet and it literally says on the bottle, like, only put on clean, dry skin. So I think that once you start sweating, it like doesn't work with your body chemistry anymore or something. But that one, those do work now that I'm out of the detox period. And that's another thing that I've learned is that once you get out of that first like 5 or 6 weeks of using a natural deodorant, your body chemistry is kind of, not your body, your underarm chemistry is changing. So
the bionome under your
armpit. this whole smelly situation under here changes. So some that didn't work in the beginning for me now do work really well.
There's hope for me.
There is hope. I've tried ones off of Etsy, and honestly, they don't work. Like, they either gave me a rash or just made me smell worse because people try to put, like, gardenia smell in your armpits. Like,
we're not meant to smell like gardenias, guys.
yeah, maybe petunias, but...
Yeah, that's fine.
That was a Snow White reference. But yeah, so I mean, I've tried Native, I've tried Schmidt's, I've tried literally every single one in Whole Foods. If Whole Foods carries it, I've tried it. Also, any ones that have charcoal in them, like, I get it, it's supposed to be a detoxant, but don't wear white when you wear charcoal deodorant. I made that mistake. I ruined my favorite shirt.
Oh no, that's
very upsetting.
That's pretty funny though.
It's very upsetting. I literally have black armpit stains. I'm like, this is worse than yellow armpit stains.
This lady sweats black. She must be a demon.
I am a demon.
So what are some of your favorites, I guess?
So my number one top favorite, like, No Tox Life, please sponsor me. There is a company called No Tox Life. They are out of Glassell Park, which is right where I live. Or Eagle Rock maybe is where they are, but they're right by where I live. I found them online, and they go to like local farmers markets. So I went and found them. They have a website too, so don't worry. It's notoxlife.com.
That's TOX.
TOX life.com. They're great. Their deodorants have tapioca starch instead of baking soda.
Delicious.
I love tapioca. Give me some tapioca pudding. I'm a happy person. But they use tapioca starch, which is a drying agent or a like absorption, like it absorbs the moisture, but it doesn't dry out your skin, which is what the baking soda was doing for me. So honestly, check them out. I have not found another one that works as good. Yes, they're expensive, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. You know what's also expensive? Cancer treatment.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not trying to like hellfire y'all, but what you put on your skin matters
so much.
I'm not going to fight you on this because I'm right. Like, what you put on your skin is being absorbed into your body. It's going into your bloodstream. If you are sweating from your feet and from your armpits, that is clearly bigger pores that are releasing that sweat. So whatever you're putting in those areas, like your eyes have tear ducts. The areas that have big openings into your body are going to absorb things quicker, and it's going to have more of an effect on you as a person. So you guys can't, I mean, you can try and fight me. It's fine. Go for it. But I'm right, and it's okay.
Well, it's true. I mean, like, it's one of those dumb phrases you've been hearing since you were a kid, is that your skin is the biggest organ in your body.
Yep.
And you have to treat it well. Just like your parents tell you not to pick at your pimples when you're a kid.
I still do
my
that.
God,
Why
still
do I
totally
do it?
It's because we never learn.
I think it's going to make it better. Like, I literally can't.
It is. Yeah, it does. Never makes it better. No. It always makes it worse. Do you see this one on my cheek right now? I made it way worse by picking at it.
It's not that bad, guys. But yes, it's so much worse, Lindsay.
But yeah, I mean, so the natural deodorant thing was really hard. In that 5 weeks, there is something that I found that is really awesome that can help. I use witch hazel as toner.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't smell very good, so just preface with that. I use witch hazel as toner, and you can actually take a couple of ounces of witch hazel, put in some tea tree oil and lavender essential oils, a little bit of coconut oil, like melted, you know, like the liquidated.
For the moisturizing.
For the moisturizing properties. Put it in a spray bottle, and you can spray it on your armpits. And basically, like, over those couple weeks, it helps to pull all of those, like, dare I say, toxins out of your armpits that have been blocked up there for so long. And it will help. It will help.
I did try apple cider vinegar because I know that is an antibacterial and antiviral. Maybe not antiviral, antibacterial. I tried that as a toner on my face. Way too much. Definitely got me too dry.
Don't do that.
But I did try it under my armpits when before if I took a shower and didn't want to put on deodorant before going to bed, and my sheets, I like just wash them and I don't want to do it. A little bit of that, you let it dry. If you don't let it dry, you're in trouble. Smelled terrible at first, but kills the bacteria. So if you think about how to cleanse, quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes here, in ways we don't
that
use
are more
detox,
natural.
that are more natural, right? So you're helping your body to. What is a better word for detox?
Yeah, it's like you're helping your body to, is it better to say rid itself of toxins?
I don't know. They're both ridiculous phrases, but also kind of true. Cleanse, I don't know.
Yeah, but you have to get that stuff out. There's a reason your body naturally does it. And if you're blocking yourself from being able to do that, I mean, you're becoming dependent on the drug that's known as deodorant.
The drug, that is, I still can't get over the fact that it is an over-the-counter drug, and no one has told me that it's an over-the-counter drug.
I know.
It's like Tylenol. It's like Tylenol.
I looked it up like 3 times. I was like, excuse me? There's no way. And it is. It's an over-the-counter drug. And that's why it's in the drugstore.
Yeah. Didn't. But really, though.
Thank you. I
should stop shopping at the drugstore. They don't have very good drugs there.
They don't have very good drugs there. All the good drugs there are behind the cabinet.
They are behind the cabinet. Damn it.
That's what a doctor tell you can have them.
You know what? People from this podcast are going to start snorting like antiperspirant.
Oh my God, please don't snort antiperspirant.
It's not a good drug. It's a bad drug. Bad drugs. Do not snort antiperspirant, please.
Yeah, this has been a PSA, public service announcement. But yeah, I mean, I actually this is some really good insight that I like to share with a lot of people. And I have a friend, Sophia. Hope you're listening, girl. What's
Hi.
up? But I have a friend, Sophia. She's a doctor. She's actually a lung doctor. And she said a phrase to me the other day that apparently is widely said, and I've never heard it before. But it's, you might as well deal with the devil you know than the one that you don't. And for you and I think, Juliet, I think I can speak for both of us, is that I don't want to risk the fact that I may come down with something because of something foreign that I'm putting in or on my body now, right? Like, I mean, I don't drink diet soda anymore because of aspartame, even though, I love a good Diet Coke. There's just things that as I've gotten older, I've realized, oh, okay, well, this little tiny pleasure that I'm receiving from this is not worth the potential outcome, right? People don't smoke cigarettes anymore because we know what the outcome is. We know what emphysema and lung disease and all of that stuff is. So, if we think that these chemicals that we're putting in our beauty products that are in our deodorant and antiperspirants, do we really want to run the risk of finding out later that these do something bad for us? And I mentioned earlier the breast cancer thing, and there's technically no studies, and the Cancer Association says that it's not necessarily proven that these aluminum compounds, affect us in cancer ways.
And my mind first goes to who's paying for the studies.
Yeah, I know, of course. Juliet's a little cynical.
But I do think that if you're researching things and you don't have to take our word for it, you need to do all your research.
Absolutely.
And the Cancer Society, we have not looked into it. I don't know who funded the Cancer Society things. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that they're
they're also not saying that there isn't a link. They're just saying that there isn't anything that is proving anything yet.
I mean, think about how long people smoked cigarettes
before we realized that that's what emphysema came from.
And I'm not saying that aluminum is that thing, but I do not know. So until I know 100% that this is not going to give me cancer,
right,
I am going to proceed in a way that I feel is safe.
Right. And my uncle works in public health, and a good example of that is when the Gardasil shot first came out, which is the anti-HPV thing. He literally looked at my mom and was like, we don't know what this is going to do to women's reproductive organs. You need to tell the girls to wait until they're 26.
Yeah.
Because at least at that, I was maybe 15 or 16 at the time that it came out. So he's at least by the time Lindsay's 26, we'll have 10 years behind us of seeing what this has done to people, right? So, you just have to be careful. I'm not saying don't vaccinate your kids. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that if even my uncle who works in public health is concerned, hey, they're jumping on this a little too quickly, you just have to be careful. You're careful about, Juliet and I are careful about what we eat. Organic as often as we can, and making sure we're eating well-balanced meals. Why aren't we doing that with our bodies? And why aren't we allowing our bodies the natural process of sweating? I'd rather deal with the devil of never wearing heather gray ever again than deal with breast cancer. Because I've seen people go through that. I've seen what it does, and it's not easy, and it's painful, and it's hard, and you're sick the whole time. And I'd rather deal with a little bit of sweat, and I'm very lucky that my husband and my best friend don't care that I smelled bad for a little while.
She doesn't smell bad anymore. Now I'm the smelly one.
Yeah, and Joel switched too. Men can do it too, and you do notice that I'm sweating right now. I'm sweating pretty much all the time, but it doesn't smell bad. My clothes don't even smell bad.
No.
But I'm telling you guys, those first 6 weeks are treacherous.
They're treacherous. Maybe switch in the wintertime.
Yeah.
If you're gonna plan that out. To us, obviously, we're biased, but it makes sense when you think about your health, to think of your body as a whole. It's not just what you're putting into it, it's what you're putting onto it, it's what you're putting into your mind. It's a whole body wellness that you have to consider when dealing with these things. But right now, aluminum is the devil, and we just want you to take a good hard think about it. Do you really need to be putting this on your body? Why are you putting it on your body? And if the reason is because you have some kind of medical issue, I don't know what you would have with that, but if that's a good reason for you, then that is fine. But I just think that we should really embrace what our bodies do naturally.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, to go to the natural thing, I mean, when I stopped wearing foundation,
oh yeah, your skin got better.
Skin got so much better.
Yeah.
And so you kind of
very noticeably better.
Noticeably.
Yes.
So much so much noticeability. It's insane. And that was just from me not putting that liquid crappy, probably expired foundation on my skin. And so I think along this journey of me switching a lot of my products over to natural stuff or more natural based stuff, I've realized oh, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why was I doing that before? And
yeah.
You're able to embrace that, the natural side of yourself when you at least allow yourself to try it. Mm-hmm. And everybody is naturally not that smelly. I mean, maybe there's a few people that have some weird thing, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. And maybe natural deodorant isn't for you, and we're not saying that it has to be, but try it out. And see
give it a shot.
I mean, literally, this has been a long journey for me. I'm telling you, I got so many rashes on my underarms before I realized I was even allergic to baking soda. But I guess if you're going to do it, just commit. Stick it out.
Yep.
Because the first 6 to 8 weeks are not going to be fun. Definitely the first 4 weeks, you're going to smell not cute. You're going to have to take a couple showers and carry that deodorant around with you everywhere you go.
I think that's a testament to a lot of things. And Lindsay and I are big on trying things. Lindsay usually goes into the deep end a lot quicker than I will. I stand off until several people have done it.
Yeah.
But most things in life are going to take you a couple weeks to get used to.
Absolutely.
And they're going to take a little bit of level of commitment, right? Mm-hmm. If you're trying a new diet, if you're trying a new foundation, a new skincare routine, a new work routine, a new route to work, all of those things are going to take a little bit of time. So just give it a try. We're just urging you to just try it out.
Yeah.
For
absolutely.
4 weeks.
Maybe 6.
6 weeks.
What week are you on right now? 5 and you still hate me?
No, I don't hate Lindsay at all. I'm just this. Well, see, when I commit to something, I'm a weirdo. It's forever.
No, Juliet is I'm not going back.
I'm not going back.
This is making everything worse, but I'm just going to stick it out.
This is me now, and I will stick with things for quite some time because I really want to make sure I experience every high and every low of every situation. So I'm in it.
And I'm in it too. And I mean, listen, be in it with us. Please share your sweaty stories with us. We have no filter, if you haven't realized. We will talk about anything. But yeah, I mean, I've noticed a huge difference. And I will say that as women, we are smellier when we are on our period. So just an FYI.
Isn't that kind of cool? All right, maybe no one's going to resonate with this, but Lindsay nice, but I'm going to get all hippie. It's pretty freaking cool that our bodies work the way they do.
Yeah.
The fact that we sweat is really cool. The fact that we have periods is really cool because...
But no, it's fucking not.
It's not cool when it's happening to you because you're this is really annoying. But if you look at the big picture, I keep zooming out in this podcast, but... I mean, we're incredible. Your body's incredible. What your body does is incredible. Stop trying to hide it. I'm not saying, go be crazy hippie out. You don't have to be that. You be under the radar hippie.
We call those wooks.
Oh, Wooks.
Wooks.
Oh, yeah.
Wooks
There's an
now.
Instagram account you guys should check out. It's called Wooks.
Wooks doing things.
Wooks doing things. Okay, you don't got to be a wook. All right?
You don't have to smell like patchouli all the time.
You don't have to smell like patchouli. And I think that you and I are kind of undercover hippies. Not because I'm trying to hide. Yeah. I'm not trying to hide that I'm a hippie. I just think that you can be a classy hippie.
Yeah, you can live in the real world and have hippie tendencies.
Absolutely.
Right?
You can be a badass business lady who wears natural deodorant and goes to Burning Man.
Yeah,
you can
true.
totally
I'm
be
literally
that person.
doing it. That's me.
Literally
Hi.
Lindsay.
That's literally me. But yeah, I mean, you can run a marketing agency and wear a suit all day and still wear natural deodorant. You just might have to wash your shirts a little more often.
Just bring a couple to work. Just change midday. Be like, I'm super fashionista.
Super fashionista. Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying you can have both worlds. Just because you wear natural deodorant, just because you use witch hazel on your face instead of a toner from Skin Chemicals or whatever they have, just because you don't do these certain things doesn't mean that you don't still fit the mold you want to fit into.
Absolutely.
You can still get your nails done, but, put on natural deodorant.
Here's the thing. Nobody's ever going to be perfect, right? Like,
No.
I still use that damn coal tar mascara when I get it.
Yep.
But, I think that for me personally, taking small steps in any direction to honestly make my life easier, because I will say now that if I forget to put deodorant on in the morning, I don't have to stop somewhere and buy deodorant.
Oh, I used to have to do that. Yeah.
All the time. Like, I would leave
It
my
was
house
code
without
red.
deodorant and it would be like, oh shit, I smell terrible. When's the next meeting coming in? Okay, I have to dart over to CVS or I have to run to Target or whatever it is. And I don't have that anymore. Like, sure, by 6:00 p.m., if I've worked all day and driven home or like to work and back and like gotten to your house and I haven't put deodorant on, I'll be like, ooh, not a good moment for me. But yeah, I mean, I now am less inconvenienced when I forget it because it just doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think for me, it's embracing that too, because the way I got deodorant was a little bit in a shameful way, like a teasing way.
Yeah.
That now I'm like, you know what? It doesn't actually matter. No
really
one
doesn't.
really cares. If you smell bad, you smell bad. No one's going to tease you about it. We're
No.
adults. People are not going to avoid you. They're not going to not give you a
And
job.
you know what? If they do, screw them.
Screw them. It's more about just embracing your own personal journey and who you are and how you get there.
Absolutely.
And it's shedding, I think, at least for me, which I'm making this way bigger of a deal than it needs to be. I'm shedding that one little instance. I got bullied a lot, but that was just one instance in gymnastics that I got bullied. And to me, I'm like, hey, you know what? Actually, I'm making a healthier choice for me on my own terms.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, we worry about everything else we put in our body, right? You
Yeah.
have a headache, you take a pill for that. You have this, you do something to fix it. You just go through
Yeah.
your whole life trying to mask these issues. Like, when you find something, you don't have to mask anymore, because if you just use the natural version of deodorant instead of putting antiperspirant on, you don't have to mask that smell that's coming out of your armpits, because there isn't a smell
There
anymore.
not a smell anymore. I
I love that they call it defunking online. That's what
defunking.
defunking, and that's really what it is. You're getting all that like crappy smell out of your body because you're allowing it to remove it all. Thank God.
Because being sweaty is not a condition you have to fix with an over-the-counter medication.
Yeah. Like, gotta go to the drugstore to get your deodorant so that you can fix your underarm sweat.
I'm not going to take a Tylenol to fix my underarm sweat, which is basically what we're doing when we put on deodorant.
Yeah, exactly. That's so crazy to think about, though. I hope we kind of blew your mind today, because I think I blew Juliet's a little bit a couple weeks ago.
She did blow my mind, and I'm really happy that I made the switch, and I'm glad I'm on this journey. So I'll update you guys my smelly armpits soon. Lindsay and I do weird stuff when we air out our armpits. It's pretty cute. We'll share it on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure you're following us on Instagram at Clearly Off Topic Podcast, or just Clearly
No,
Off
just clearly off topic.
Yeah.
Clearly I run the Instagram. You guys.
Lindsay does all the Instagramming. Also, big shout out to our very, very good friend, Red Bear Roastery.
Oh, we love a
We
good Red
love
Bear.
it. This is how we can podcast late into the evening and early in the morning, or whenever the heck we want.
Yeah.
And if you want to also be energetic all the
All
time,
the time. And actually, like, sip some of the best coffee beans I've ever had.
they're really good.
They're really, like, he's got this new Colombia one that is
Ooh.
insane. You can almost taste like, when you put it in a French press, you can taste the lavender notes in the beans. It is so good. Anyway, so if you do want to get in on that and get some delicious coffee beans in your life, please visit redbearroastery.com and use code OFFTOPIC, all capital letters, for 10% off your order. If you're in LA or Orange County, he does do deliveries, so check out his delivery map. If you're anywhere near it, just shoot him an email. He'll most likely bring it to you. He loves spreading the coffee joy, is what I call it. And yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you decide to take this plunge with us, please like and comment and let us know. And like I said, we're always accessible. Please share your sweaty, smelly stories with us, and we will also do the same. Thank you all for joining us again on Clearly Off Topic.
Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.